Peace, everyone. Greetings. This is Achoti Maria. Welcome to another meditation session with us, healing meditation session, of course. And this evening's stream or live will focus on we're doing another transcendental meditation this evening. This meditation it won't be as long as our previous transcendental meditation. I want to make sure that you all have different experiences with, just various forms of meditation. So, bear with me. I'm going to probably make the space just a little bit darker. Um, you tell me which you prefer. Yeah, it's a little bit dark, but we'll work with it. But for those of you who are joining us for this evening's meditation, peace and greetings, Master Menelek. Let me know if I'm clear in terms of like my visuals, right? Because I just wanted a nice, clean, very sterile looking space this evening, so that way you can take your own journey, and our lighting and everything, except for with the exception of sound. I will that our lighting and everything is pretty neutral to kind of keep you focused this evening. But thank you, Master Manila, for joining us and giving me that loud and clear uh, thumbs up, so to speak. Yeah, we are embarking on another transcendental meditation this evening. And thank you. And I really liked our last meditation experience. It was much longer. Someone said it was about an hour they recorded doing their meditation. And I know many of you, with the exception of Akizak, many of you who joined, I have a feeling that you tapped out. You either when I say tapped out, meaning went into trance and stayed there for a while, or you gently went into you slept. I don't know if you got to delta, but you definitely, I felt that many of you took a nap. You took a little nappy. So transcendental meditation, again, focuses on a specific mantra. And as you use that mantra, it helps to bring your focus to not so much the meaning of the word, but the mantra itself, right? Just the sound and the intonation, the tone of the word. Because in previous meditative styles that we have been exploring all strong, one of the things that I would repeatedly reiterate is that meditative piece or style, it helps us to focus on the breath, or we would focus on our body sensation, right? So the body scan meditation focuses on body sensation and mind body connections and awareness. The visualization, um it focuses on visuals but also breathing. And for some guided meditations that don't necessarily include a visual journey, actually focus on the breath work and the breathing as well. Now, this evening, your breathing is not what you will focus on. However, your breathing is a key piece in the technique of meditation. So we will begin with 3 breaths, and those 3 breaths must be long and deep. Feel free to exhale with a sound. So if you inhale like this, your exhale can be like that. Your exhale can be a loud sound. Many times it helps to imagine that you're releasing tension and maybe even stress from the day. Of course, for many of us, we're coming off of Sabbath, so that may not or should not have been a problem. And if not, then and there was a problem, then I will that you resolved it before the sun set, right? Um, transcendent, transcendental meditation focuses also on mantra, which is that word or phrase that you're going to use, right? And one of the things is that's important to transcendental is the repetition. Is that repetition of the word or the mantra. And in some traditions or cultures, the word hekau is used. And a hekau is the Kemetic transliterated, is a Kemetic word that's transliterated to mean word of power. So words of power in this instance, the words really don't have a meaning, but they contain power because of the focus that is imbued and poured into them during our exchange with that word, during that meditation. Um, During transcendental meditation, your eyes are closed and you can get to a place where you experience trance. I will say though that it's that repetition of the breathing and the repetition of the word in a consistent pattern. It has to be precise. If there's a variation, it does not assist you. You may get into a space where you get into trance, but it may not happen for you, and you might say to yourself, oh man, this is what I really wanted. I wanted to get to a space of trance and I couldn't. Don't fuss with yourself. It requires practice. It requires consistent practice and constantly engaging with your body in a way where you're pushing it beyond what you're accustomed doing. So if meditation is new to you, this is not the easiest one to start off with, but it is helpful to keep bringing your awareness back to the word and making sure that your cadence, your rhythm, and the pattern that you're creating with the word is consistent. That is very helpful. Safta G, oh, welcome. Peace, 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 and power to you. It's great to see you in the space. Thank you for joining us. We are going to jump right in and get started with our meditation. If you can hear the sounds in the background, let me know. I really want to make sure that that's a major part of your experience this evening. What we have playing is a hang drum, and a hang drum is, I think, for those of us who are a part of the Anu family. I believe our Safta Ahava has one and plays one. So the hang drum, it looks like a clearly very good. Thank you, Safta Gertrude. All right. Um, the hang drum is very interesting. It reminds me of a convex shaped pan, like a tenor pan that's played in the Caribbean, right? So the tones are very similar, with the exception of some of the tones at the center, right, or the notes at the center, and you play it with your hand. So you can find any one of these on YouTube. Very easy to find to help assist you with your meditative practice. All right. Um, any questions before we jump right in and start? If you have questions about this form of meditation, please place them in the chat. I can answer them before or after we do our meditation. Can you see me? I'm not sure what just happened. I just had like a major weird thing just happened. So let me know if y'all can see me and hear me. Please let me know. I just had a bit of a. Um, just give me 1 second, because okay, I just had something jump on my screen, so just give me a second, y'all. Thank you. Greetings, Imanaya. Welcome to our meditative space. All right, so we're gonna jump right in since we have no questions. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Make sure you are in a comfortable space and it's a safe space. Those of you who are listening to this meditation and you are driving or operating a machine, please pause this meditation and wait to use it or to play it until you're in a space where you're seated, settled, and you are not responsible for this, for your safety or the safety of anyone, and you're not operating a machine or driving a vehicle. All right. Make sure you're seated. For those of you who are interested in laying down, maybe on the floor, preferably on a firm surface and not the bed, because a bed will take you into sleep as opposed to into trance, because your body is just naturally wired to sleep on the bed. So laying out on the floor in a comfortable space is helpful. If you would like to sit in lotus pose, you may feel free to do so, or sit on a chair. Now, the chair you select to sit on must allow your feet to hit the floor. If your feet do not hit the floor, that becomes a problem. So make sure your feet hits the floor and you're comfortable. Make sure your legs are forming a 90-degree angle and that they're comfortable. If your legs are hanging off any chair, you will begin to feel uncomfortable because, of course, it starts to get numb and all of that. All right. So, very important to think about that. Um, all right. Give me a second. All right. As you pay attention to the way your legs feel and the angle of your legs as well, pay attention to where your hip is. Make sure you push your hip and your butt all the way into the back of the chair, allowing for your spine to receive as much upright support as possible. All right. And as you lean back on your straight back chair, and if your chair is not a straight back chair like mine is, if it's tilted too far back, you want to sit up yourself, right? So you will have to depend on your hip and your buttocks. And we've been doing all these squats. So you're good. You want to depend on your hip and your buttocks to keep the spine erect. Make sure your shoulders are not pushed far back, and make sure your chest isn't punched out or pushed out. Make sure your shoulders as well are not hunched over, but they're nice and soft. All right. Nice and straight, but soft. Balance, not tilted to one side. Pay attention to the neck. Make sure your neck feels soft. If you need to do some rotations before we begin, do so. All right. Your hands can face up or down for transcendental meditation, because we are taking a journey on internally. And many times it can be a very tough, very heavy emotional experience. I always say turn your hands down so that way you're, like you're focused on what is happening internally. All right. But you do not have to. Now, we'll begin with some 3 deep breaths, as I said. And when you exhale, please exhale with a sound. After those first 3 breaths, your breathing is soundless. You may breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, but that's not always the case. There are some methods of breathing that only require you to breathe in and out through the nose, so you may feel free to do that. If this is new to you, it's okay. You make a choice. It's your choice. All right. We're going to begin breathing. So let's take our first 3 deep breaths in. And before I even do that, I wanted to just share today. On Thursday, I gave you all 3 options, but today I won't give you those 3 options. Today, we're all going to do or use the sound to. You may use that tone, you may use that, it's deep, but you can make variations to it and stick with the variation that you use. Now, for the purpose of this meditation, this evening we will not just do a mental chant. Your chant will be a chant out loud. So again, your sound could be to, and you're going to keep that rhythm and that pace as best as you can. making sure to breathe in between the toe song that you make. We're all going to be working in unison. We're going to try to keep at the pace together, and I'm going to try to do it with you. But maybe your pace is slower than mine, maybe it's faster. Don't forget to breathe in between your chant and only focus on the chant. Do not avert your attention to the breathing. Don't worry if your breathing pattern is not as consistent. In this particular meditation, the sound you make is what is the focus. It must be repeated with the same rhythm and cadence over and over as best you can. All right. And I'm a little nervous, so bear with me because my toe may not be consistent the entire time. All right. There's a time in the meditation that I am going to tell you to switch up the tone. So if you've been doing toe the whole time, I'll say switch it up, and then maybe you want to go lower. Toe. If that's what works for you. Maybe you want to change it to toe. You switch it based on what you think is right for you. And there's another section or another level within the meditation this evening where I will ask you to make different variations. So to switch back and forth in between them, play with it. Oh, that's fine. Again, focus on the sound and focus on what the sound is doing to you. Because I feel like sometimes the sound, it begins to affect the mind, it begins to affect my brain, even my breathing pattern and my body. All right. And let me tell you something, sound healing is real. Sound healing is real. We can infuse healing into ourselves not just by the hang drum songs or the 432 hertz frequency of singing bowls, but the human voice is also, the tonal variations in the human voice is healing as well too. That's why you'll find like people are moved by singing, right? And whether it's bass or high, alto, soprano, whatever the variation of that singing voice takes on, it is healing, right? Musical sound is healing as well. That's why the singers and players of instruments are so valuable, right? The tribe of Judah is referenced as so valuable because of that. So play with the sound. All right, let's get ready. Let's take our 3 deep breaths, those of you who are ready, because I've been talking, y'all. So sorry. Deep breath in. Out. You are in a safe space. Deep breath in. Out. Deep breath in. Out. In again. One last time. This is our 4th time in. Exhale. Continue to breathe. At your own pace. At your own pace. At your capacity. That's your lung capacity. Be gentle with yourself. If it doesn't happen immediately, it's okay. And though the sounds may seem fast and swift, you control the pace. The sounds and the tones in the background, they may sound fast, but you control what's happening with you right now. Continue to breathe and get ready to use that TOH word, which has no We're not focused on a meaning for TOH right now. We're just focused on the word, its tone, and sound. As you take your last breath, get ready to sound the word. Continue to breathe, chanting toe, and get ready to switch that variation into that variation of sound. If you did a low sound now, switch and get ready for a higher sound. Toe. Take your last breath and your last toe at the sound or frequency that you've been using. Get ready to switch to a higher pitch or a lower pitch depending on what you've been using. If you are following me, then you would switch to something that's a little bit higher. Don't keep going at your own pace. Don't worry about whether it sounds strange or you sound different. Just keep working with that sound, focusing on that sound and how it's moving through your body. Toe. going, making sure it's at the highest, a higher frequency or tone. To. As you're making your sound and maintaining your breathing, make sure to maintain your posture. Keep chanting consistently. Your eyes are closed and you're focused on your own pace, your own pitch, your own sound. That's what's important right now. Keep working with toe at the higher or lower variation. Get ready to switch into variations. Take your last chance at the high pitch so we can switch to just on 1 minute of variations before we close today. Get ready. Get ready to switch to that variation in sound. You're going to play with the sound. Don't open your eyes. Don't lose track of the focus on the word. Continue to breathe. Get ready for the variation. Get ready. I'll help you with that if you have not started. Feel the frequency changing and the tonal changes affecting your body, and just how it affects your brain and your mind as you keep chanting at your own pace, changing and switching the tone, which changes and switches the frequency. Keep breathing. Continue to play with the tone. Continue to play with the variation. Keeping your breaths consistent. Your eyes should be closed. As you take your last few chants of toe, begin to slow your breathing down, quieting the vocals, quieting your mind, and begin to pull your awareness away from sound and focus on breath. Begin to ensure that your breath is at a specific pace and is consistent. Make sure you're breathing at your own pace. Slow your breathing down, which would mean you have longer breaths. Not faster. The slower they are, the deeper the meditative state. Continue to breathe. When thoughts begin to come into the mind and they begin to distract you from your focus on the breath, refocus on the breath. Control it by pulling away from where that thought is taking you and bring yourself to the breath. Begin to adjust your breathing back to normal pace, feeling your feet on the floor, becoming aware of your environment in the room where you are. Flex your feet and feel your calf muscles respond. Feel your legs. Become aware of your spine. Become aware of your hands, your shoulders, as you continue to breathe at your pace, making sure to slow down. If you need to slow down, making sure to quicken or increase your pace if that's your normal pace. Flex your neck by moving your head to left, from left to right, because it has been stationary for a while. Your eyes should be still closed, and your breathing should be consistent as well. Bring your awareness to your entire body seated in the chair, inside of the room, inside of the safe space that you call home. Begin to bring your awareness to the room where you're seated. You may gently open your eyes, making sure your gaze is soft and not focused on any one item. Look around the room as a way of acknowledging that you're back into the space and you're fully moved out of a meditative mindset or space, and you're back into reality. You can now focus your gaze on items in your room or your space as you move your head around. Continue to breathe at your own pace. And for those of you who are happy to use this as an opportunity to journal and close off your evening or your day, use that as a great space to just write, right? Whether you're writing down intentions or words of gratitude or just recounting your day today or your day yesterday, for those of us who are following a specific calendar. Um, yeah, and just offer, this is an opportunity for you to offer gratitude in writing, right? And maybe you want to do some music or art right now, because after meditation, many times you can use that time for resting, or you can use the time for writing or creating, ideas, writing down ideas, or creating. Maybe you're creating music or art or anything. All right. So use the time and use the energy from this evening's meditation to expand on some of the work you are doing, or just go to bed. Just go to bed. Thank you all for joining this evening. If you have any questions, about this evening's meditation, drop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them in the moment right now. For those of you who are still meditating and you're all the way there, just drop a message in the chat later on and let us know what this particular experience was like for you during our 7 days. We have one more day. And what I will do is I will attempt to do a walking meditation, and I say attempt because it needs more space so that you all can see the movements and follow along with them. So I will that would be something that we could share together because it will be exciting. I also wanted to share that I think that this is a special modality that we can share together once every strong. So from here on out, until further notice, until we pause on it, we will be doing one meditation every strong. Let me know in the chat below or the comments below what day works best for you for an evening meditation. Let me know if 9 o'clock is the right time or if a later time is, preferable. Peace, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening.